Could you share some details about your background so that readers can understand who they're engaging with? Your CV is quite impressive. Okay, thanks. So before entering the crypto space, I had about 15 years experience in technology recruitment. I was a business owner for most of that time. So I was doing my own business development, and the main way I did that was with content marketing. I was interviewing a lot of global leaders from around the world. I was covering topics like AI, security, 5G, and digital transformation. Around 2018, I started investing in crypto, so I was getting really immersed in that space. I started interviewing people in the crypto space as well. I ended up being the resident AMA host for a metaverse company. I was really enjoying what I was doing, interviewing influencers, leadership. It was very exciting. Loved it, and I really hated recruitment, so I ended up getting a full-time role. I closed down my company, and I've been doing business development and partnerships in the space for about 4 years now. Question 2. During those early years, only a handful of people foresaw the direction of Web3 development regarding the metaverse. What inspired you to fully immerse yourself in this area? Well, aside from working in the technology space for most of my career, I'm actually a creative. I've played guitar since I was 13. I'm a photographer. I do some commercial photography on the side. So I really love that creative aspect of virtual worlds. I love immersing myself in virtual worlds. And I know VR, it's been around for a while, but the decentralization, that aspect really drew me into it as well. And the company that I was doing media and recruitment consulting work for at the time in crypto was actually building a metaverse. So I got involved there, and that company had a really great culture. I loved the vision, and I really wanted to be part of that. And I'd also done plenty of research into Bitcoin and crypto and decentralization. So I knew it was here to stay. And yeah, that's a good option for a career change. It's good to work in a high growth market. Question 3. According to some information, work on the Orange 3 blockchain began in September 2022, but the idea likely originated even earlier. Why did you shift from being a metaverse builder to acting as an aggregator for various teams' tools? What did your market research reveal? I wasn't part of the decision making on that, but I was working closely with the team, and I know one of the findings was the amount of resources required to build a metaverse and compete with the Robloxes and the Fortnites. That is massive, and I did see firsthand the work that was going into metaverse creation, the devs, the artists, the security aspects of it. When you've got crypto combined, the engineers, the architects, and also managing large remote teams or working on that, while at the same time trying to beat those huge companies that are very well funded and trying to come up with the killer app. So that's a real gamble. So why not work with and partner with some of the great teams who have already built great technology? And that's where being an aggregator comes in. Question 4, could you clarify the role of a business development manager at Web3? So it's really a startup BDM role, looking after infrastructure partners, marketing partners, creating a BD strategy, looking for opportunities to partner with other projects. And the role's also partnership management, coordinating marketing campaigns with partners, and those campaigns are to increase wallet holders and community. As the products and mainnet go live, the role is going to include getting partners to use the products, use the chain, and we're just getting started with that now actually as the mobile gaming platform's just launched. Since Orange is still relatively an unknown project, what would you say to juice owners who are worried about missing out on this bull run? Okay, Orange is an early stage project still, not even a year old. Testnet was launched around May last year, and being early, it's never fun. No one ever makes money in the early stages of the project until it's a success, and then everyone goes, damn, I wish I'd got in earlier. I could see the potential, or I should have put more in. So At the end of the day, you just have to do your own DD on the project and weigh up the risk, weigh up the opportunity, and it's on you to manage that risk. Question 7. Did you contemplate postponing the launch of Orange Web3 until after this bull run, or would such a delay create challenges for Orange's future progress? Yes, everything is considered, and there are so many elements that go into launching a crypto project. L1s are a whole other ballgame, and you have to start somewhere. It all takes a lot of time, resources, money. Even looking at doing a TGE and listing on a tier one exchange costs a lot of money. It's like something like $50,000 for some of them. So you also have the market environment to contend with, and Orange has no idea how the market will play out. We look at the past cycles, and you can get an overall picture on how to time things for the run. But everything that happens in between that can throw spanners in the works. And the macro environment, the macro world, it's super volatile. So, really, no one really knows what is going to happen with the bull and the bear cycle. You can't be sure. So, Orange started out and got to its TGE, which was unfortunately followed by a correction and months of sideways movement. It was brutal for everyone, for most projects. I know a number of other projects that started off at the same time who had the same problems. I think most of the industry, was not in a good shape during that time. So you just have to keep on building, chipping away with all of those elements, working towards mainnet, getting the products launched, building infrastructure. And when you do that, all of those micro wins and the creation adds up. So I think the timing was right to start building. We didn't know what was going to happen. And I just want to say that crypto is an exceptionally challenging business. It is full of cowboys. It's the Wild West. You're all alone out there. So when something goes wrong, there's no one to help you. So I hope the community can understand what we're dealing with here to put it all together and make it a success for everyone. Question 8. At this point, we understand that Orange is pursuing the championship title in the UGC heavy category, but platforms like Roblox are unlikely to give up their dominance easily. How do you communicate the vision and opportunities available in the Web3 UGC space to potential partners and clients of Orange? Okay, we're not competing with Roblox. We're aggregating the best tools for user-generated content, and we're also building an L1 so you can build and deploy your own dApps on our chain. And for this question, I really need to share some stats from our research, which will show you why we're so bullish on UGC. It's driving about 50 to 70% of higher engagement than other content. It's 8 times more influential than influencer content, 35% more memorable than professional marketing. It's trusted by 92% of consumers. UGC heavily influences 93% of purchase decisions. User reviews boosting sales by about 18%. And it's also cost effective. It's saving brands up to 60% on content creation. So that's all massive. So Web3's transparency and tokenized rewards make it the perfect platform to unlock UGC's full potential. Web3 technology really enhances the UGC market because it allows creators to have ownership over their content, and it provides them financial incentives through tokenized economies. UGC is not just a trend. You can see it's the future of content and engagement, and Web3 is the vehicle that will take it to new heights. So by combining these benefits with that natural, authentic engagement and the influence of UGC, Orange is bringing the tools together, and we aim to revolutionize how content is created, shared, and monetized in the digital age. Question 9, could you explain in straightforward terms the primary challenges that Web2 UGC platforms face? When and why might Web3 emerge as serious competition for them? Okay, on Web2 platforms, one of the biggest problems is the cost to compete with big brands. As I mentioned with those stats in the early questions, with UGC, an individual can outperform those big brands. Now, censorship and politicization and general shit fuckery is an issue in Web 2 and those legacy systems, whether that be with the interwebs technology or media or financial systems like fiat currency, or even how equities are issued. You know, insiders and VCs get rich, they get the first dibs, while mums and dads get rorted. So clearly things are in bad shape, and some systems are totally corrupt and broken, and people want to get away from that. They're waking up, and Web3, with its decentralized aspects like DeFi, fair launches, it's an antidote to a lot of that. And yeah, we're still far off from the days where YouTube and Google and the stock market, you know, those Web 2 platforms and systems are, you know, a long way from where those will be behind us. But there's strong signs of already Web3 being serious competition when it comes to finance. And you can look at what's being done with CBDCs. But don't get me wrong on that. There's some serious dangers with CBDCs, but I guess it's still an example. And I think tokenization is becoming more common. Look at real world assets, for example. Major global financial giants are involved with RWAs now. It's a big narrative. And they're also buying a lot of Bitcoin. In Australia, we've got super funds like AMP. They just bought $27 million of BTC earlier this year, and they've made good money out of that. You know, their super investors are looking at the returns that they've made on that, and you know that's a really good thing. So it all spread from there, and it's a serious competitor. You can see it's a serious competitor to gold and other asset classes. And yeah, Peter Schiff is throwing tanties right now. Question 10. The statistics for Roblox are daunting. 380 million monthly active users, 80 million daily active users, and a market cap of 34.3 billion. Have you ever thought of proposing the Orange infrastructure to help them switch into Web3 technology, or do you believe it's a situation where the gloves are off, resulting in a clash of the titans? All right. Orange is aggregating technology, so we wouldn't be in a position to do that. So we're not creating our own IP, our own technology. Question 11. As a business development manager, managing partnerships is part of your role. While this marketing strategy is familiar in the blockchain space, the numbers for Orange remain impressive. 53 as we speak, and probably more undisclosed. How would you respond to those who see this as a conventional marketing tactic to attract attention? So I'd say that partnerships are one of the best ways to get organic growth. My goals are to grow the community, to increase wallets, to build the infrastructure. And once our products are live and mainnet's live, our goal is to get users, to get people building. And we have to start somewhere. So marketing partnerships are a great way to start to gain that traction. You build connections, you pick up community, and you know, we partnered with a variety of businesses to work on various collaborations, various events, and it's been a pretty challenging market. Just as the TGE happened, we had the market going sideways for months, and no matter what you do during those times, it's just slow. The growth is very slow, and it's slow for everyone. You know, there's exceptions to that, but you know, you do what you can with the resources available during those times, and yeah, it is tough. So partner activities are also a little more, you know, dormant during those times, and yeah, people seem less interested in putting money into running a lot of events because eyeballs just aren't on the market. So when the run does start, everyone all of a sudden wants to do something. The eyeballs come in, you know, it starts moving. So, you know, it should be noted that, you know, we did have some major partners come in at the very start, and they do come in at a price. And in business, you don't get something for nothing, right? So our first major partners like Avalanche and Pith, they were huge for Orange, and you know, we're going to see more growth coming out of them as Orange also matures and have, you know, we've got something to give back. So they've been a great place to start. And we've also had the mobile gaming platform just launch, and we had our first major partner on that, and that was Turbo. That was huge. It's massive, and we'll get some traction off that. There's going to be more meaningful partnerships coming as Orange matures and has more to offer. Question 12. Orange has a wide array of partnerships encompassing DeFi, marketing, gaming, security, AI tools, and numerous NFT launching apps and marketplaces. Did we overlook any areas? How many projects do you aspire to include, and what criteria do you find most critical when assessing potential partners for the Orange network? Generally, while we're more focused on marketing collabs while products and tools aren't live yet, the key areas are gaming, AI, and of course other UGC related projects. We also look at partners who run events who can benefit Orange with community growth. I don't have a limit on who we partner with, but I can tell you that the space is really challenging and it's full of degenerates and scammers, so we have to be really careful who we partner with. The partners we have on so far, most of them have been pretty great. They've helped to kickstart us, and as mentioned earlier in our chat, we've already had some major wins with Pith and Turbo. When we do reach go-to-market phase with the products, we'll be looking for paying customers, and when mainnet launches, we'll be after projects to build on Orange and also existing projects to migrate to Orange. There's going to be grants available for that too. So the phase we're in right now and the type of partners you're seeing will really change as Orange matures. Number 13, memes appear to be a key narrative, if not the leading one in this bull run. What do you believe accounts for the substantial success of various memes launched by different communities? Is it possible that memes could become standard marketing tools for Web 2 and Web 3 companies in the future? Success of memes. Well, there's a formula for success. I won't go over all of them, but having a good team behind the meme, that's no different from any project. But yeah, unfortunately, most of them are anonymous, so you won't know. But you need a good narrative. The popular narratives tend to do the best, like dogs, cats, frogs, and the derivatives of them. Now, if you go for something totally obscure like Michael Saylor's underarm hair, it's probably not going to do that well. It's pretty random. Some communities have a lot of money behind them, and you need that for your marketing and also providing initial liquidity. Most memes are anonymous, so we don't know who's pulling the strings, and I can say for sure that there's some well-funded and well-known organizations that are behind some of them. So on the other hand, there are some grassroots projects like Turbo. They've done really well, and they've started with next to nothing, and they've got community running them. But those are the exception, I think. And real credit to Rep Mankind. He's a great story, great Australian story as well. And the Turbo team, they're great. I know the guys. They're a great bunch of guys. For the second part of the question, yeah, potentially communities will then launch derivatives for their project, and I think someone's already doing that with Orange, and they're looking to launch a dog meme related to the project, so that's really cool. It's a good thing if it brings more attention to Orange. Question 14, the Orange community has introduced two memes, Juicy and Moontown. Are you monitoring their progress, and do you see them as examples of what can be achieved with Orange tools? Yeah, it's good to see community getting behind Orange and using the tools. I can't say much, but there are some tools being worked on right now by Orange partners, and they're going to assist with meme projects. So Orange sees big potential in that space. Question 15, you personally launched a meme coin called Blockchads, correct? It's a parody about crypto influencers entering the metaverse. Are you still working on the project, and will the tools used to create the existing videos be available in the Orange chain? Yeah, I created it and I launched the whole thing on my own. My sister was actually helping with the co-writing of the scripts. And the concept was your favorite crypto influencers step into the metaverse and battle each other to win the Degenerate Influencer of the Year award. And I actually launched the token twice and had to pull it both times due to incorrect info provided by Dex Screener and also the contract creator. There was no accountability by them. Long story, I won't go into it. But yeah, I was working for months after that to build up the community for a relaunch, and I'd created a better contract, and I was waiting for better market conditions for that relaunch. And then unfortunately it was deplatformed off X and also banned by one of the providers I used to produce the content. Yeah, I suspect it was something to do with IP, and one of the influencers may have complained about it. I don't know. No one will answer any questions. But yeah, the content can still be viewed on blockchaz.com though. I used the RFox Vault to shoot content with realistic avatars, and then I cloned the voices of the influencers to create these entertaining, degenerate 1 to 2 minute videos. It was a lot of fun. And it was an example of one of the types of UGC the Orange platform can offer. One thing that happened was that Ivan on Tech retweeted one of the episodes, which got something like 35,000 views. So that was a great result for all, and it was proof that I was on the right track with it, and also proof that the Orange platform has a great tool to offer. The feedback I got was amazing, really encouraging. So yeah, it was a real shame that it got killed, and there's no way of recovering it from here. Put a lot of time and money into it, but it was a great learning experience and a good validation for the tech. Question 16, returning to Orange, when do you anticipate the launch of the mainnet? And what strategies do you have for its promotion? Well, yeah, there's a number of elements that need to come together before mainnet can be launched, and the validator program is one of those key elements. And provided everything goes our way, it could happen in the next 6 to 12 months. I don't want to give a date on it because things can change, but yeah, we want it to be in this bull run. Question 17, are partners eager to wait until the mainnet is launched before officially joining the Orange chain, or are they currently benefiting from the testnet? We're still a while off from converting anyone to mainnet, so the focus has been on other areas. We do have partners benefiting from testnet, such as GoAmmer, and to date there's been over 26 million testnet transactions. Question 18, can you provide any details about the validators? Who will they be? When will they be introduced? And which token will be used for staking? The validator program is still being worked on. It's not finalized, and there have been some significant changes to the AVAX network, so I'll have to hold off from sharing any info on that at this stage. Question 19. We understand that the team at Orange is relatively small with fewer than 10 members. Could you share some insights about the organization? Some people are concerned that this team might be too small to handle the challenges that will come with bull runs. The team is small, but it's been set up that way. So we used outsourced services and can augment really quickly. So for example, with marketing, we've got a CMO permanently, and we then use specialist agencies for specific campaigns. So this way we get the best operators in the industry working on Orange, and we can turn it on, turn it off when we want. Question 20, what's your overall vision for Orange at the end of 2025 in terms of user base, partners, and overall chain performance? Well, I want to see quality, active, and engaged community members and healthy, positive sentiment and engagement. I'm not interested in those big numbers that you see on some X accounts, because it's so hard to tell these days what's botted or cheat communities who are just there for the rewards. They're not contributors. And I want to see innovative products launched on the Orange chain, and you want to see strong use case and unique selling points so that users can actually take them up, and community will then be attracted by those results, and that will convert into long-term wallet holders. For mainnet, once launched, and we don't know when that's going to be, it's difficult to provide numbers on what the results might be in terms of transactions, But with the grants program, we've got that coming up, and I'm sure we'll be able to fill the quotas there, and that'll kickstart chain partners and users on the Orange network. It'll still be early days for mainnet though by the end of the year. And again, once Orange has those products out, I want to see a couple of things like users taking up the products and generating revenue for Orange. And again, I can't provide numbers while there's so many variables with pricing and launch dates and market conditions. But I personally want to see a strong increase in wallet holders at the end of the year, and those holders will hopefully get Orange to the point where it's a top 200 project. That's what I'm personally aiming for. What I can see is that there's a lot of ingredients being put together right now for a successful project. So yeah, the whole Orange team's aspiring for it to be a top project. I'll do my best for Orange and the community to get it there. Question 21. Considering you recognized the potential of the metaverse back in 2016, how do you envision the Web3 landscape evolving by 2030? What level of influence do you think it will have on our lives? Like I mentioned earlier about DeFi already being a strong competitor to Web2 systems, by 2030 we'll see DeFi even more embedded into the mainstream. I expect legacy systems will integrate Web3 infrastructure to their platforms, and some will totally transform to Web3. We'll be benefiting more and more in the years to come when Web3 disrupts those legacy systems for the better in many cases. But yeah, also I see those dangers of centralized powers. They're capitalizing on the space for nefarious purposes, such as with CBDCs. That's a pretty big danger and a step in the wrong direction. Question 22. As we near the end, we just have a few more quick questions. Do you perceive any significant competition in the Web3 UGC space? Well, there isn't that much that I have seen out there, but competition is actually really good, and I think we need more of it to bring in more users, more liquidity, and better technology. And next question, from the official Orange X account to Orange Intern, it seems that everyone is following Fortnite. Is there a specific reason for that? I'm not sure, but Fortnite's a great platform, and I guess they follow it because it's relevant to the UGC space. And the last question there, are you aware of who Orange Intern is? Yes. All right. Thanks for the questions. Cheers.